Guess what came yesterday? Lower A arms. So these are the lower arms. This is the driver's side, right? So this is from Global West. I'm going to show you guys the cost and a little bit about what's going on here. And I'll give you a close-up on this in a second. But this will replace this guy. So look here where the old spring was. Just note that situation and how that's bolted up in there. But this, and then we come over here. First of all, we've got new ball joints, of course, and cotter pins and bolts and everything. Billet, aluminum, massive tubular. This is heavy. This is not aluminum though. This is steel. Pretty heavy. I'd say this is like 25 pounds. But look where the shock attaches. This is a nice feature. So instead of that little sphere, you know, the shock will, this pin or whatever, this whole situation, this goes through the shock. This part right here, actually the collar, this little thing, this little guy. And there's some bushings and stuff that they give you, and they tell you how to replace it on the shock, the lower shock, and then it just gets mounted here, and this all kind of spins nicely and everything. So that's pretty cool. Let me show you the cost. I got this stuff. I'm not even sure where this goes yet, but here's a bag of stuff. And these are what they call the extended travel, and that's because you get a little more, there's like a little indentation here, which lowers this whole thing. On the, I guess on the regular ones, it's here. And I heard this is an inch lower. So you get an inch more travel in case that's an issue for your shocks and stuff. But so these are the lower A arms. And I got a deal. So I bought the upper ones off of eBay from somebody. I'll tell you about that in a second. But let me show you what I paid for this. These are the prices. So the lower arms are $838. Lower mount kit or something, I think that's $50. And then I got the 1 1/8 front sway bar. That was $247. But the total right now is only $1,023, and then I bought the upper A arms from Global West, the exact ones I was going to get, but I saved $100 or $150 by getting them from somebody off eBay. I got them for $528 total. So I'm still only at about $1,550 for the whole shebang, minus the coilovers, of course. And I do want to tell you guys something about the coilover situation. But that's new sway bar, new upper and lower A arms, coilovers. Everything together is maybe $2,200 because the coilovers were like $700 with shipping and everything. So let me tell you about the coilover situation. I got the coilovers off of eBay from a company called Sparktec, S-P-A-R-T-E-C, I believe, or S-P-A-R-K-T-E-C. It's a Sparktec. And I don't usually like to say negative things about companies on my posts, but I got to tell you guys, I will never buy from Sparktec again because they marked the coilover set that I got. They're QA1s. They marked them as for C3 Chevy, C3 Corvette. And when I started looking into it, and I bought these back in November, but when I got them out of the box and I started looking into the sizing and I was talking to the guys at Global West about the shocks, they said, well, those aren't going to fit. And I actually looked them up on QA1, and those are for an Impala. The ones they sold me, the ones Sparktec sold me, are for an Impala. They are not for a Corvette. QA1 said they would not fit. Global West said they're not going to fit in the, I mean, the reason they don't fit is they don't go up into the pocket up here. Let me see if I can show you. Up there. Which is up into the frame, right? And there's nothing I can do to change that. They don't fit up into the frame. So I can't use them, and I emailed them, Sparktech support. I emailed them, and all they said was, well, how do you know they're not the right ones? And then I showed them an email from QA1, directly from QA1, where the guy said those will not fit. You need these other ones. And long story short, they refused to make it right. They were actually even just a little bit cocky, because I sent them some communications through eBay to Sparktech. I sent them all this info. I said, come on, you guys, just make it right. I mean, I know it's outside of the return window, but this is not my fault. You guys labeled them wrong. Take responsibility. And I had sent them some messages, and then I sent them a little prompt. I just said hello, because I hadn't heard from them in a couple days. And they messaged me back, hi. So, and then I said I'd like to contact the owner or whatever. Nothing. Completely ghosting me at this point. Sparktech took no responsibility. But so I will never buy some from Sparktech again. You do it at your own risk if you want. I'm just saying that was my experience. They have a positive reviews, so that was just my experience. But I'm never buying from those guys again, because they had an attitude. They took an attitude with me, and they didn't take responsibility. They didn't even try to make it better. I mean, just nothing. So the good news is, I contacted QA1. They agreed to do a straight spring swap. The only issue was the spring, not the shock. The shocks are the same. The only thing that was different is the spring. So thank you, QA1. They are swapping the springs out with me for the correct springs, and all I had to do is pay $50 shipping one way, and they're going to send me the correct springs. So thank you, QA1. QA1 gets a thumbs up. Sparktech gets a big thumbs down. The Corvette is getting the Global West A-arms. So I'm still waiting for the ones from eBay to show up, but I have to pull this old stuff out anyway. So today, my goal is just to remove all this stuff. The other side still has the spring in it, so I got to get out the spring compressor and do all that. Pull this out, but I think it's a nice day today, so I'm just going to try to pull some of this stuff off. I need to treat these, recondition this a little bit. I have new rotors, so I'm going to pull all this stuff off anyway. I might go ahead and replace the wheel bearings in here. I'll take a look, and then I'm also going to clean some of this up. And I just want to, after doing all the sanding on the car, and because you guys know how much I like to do the sanding, it just got like dusty stuff in here that's it's not coming out, and I wanna just hand paint this again just to clean it up a little bit. I'm just gonna do this once, so I might as well fix this a little. So if it stays sunny, I'll probably just brush some paint on it in there. I'm not gonna spray anything because I don't want to get spray paint around, but that's something else I might do. And then we're gonna look at getting the front end stuff back together. I gotta get this mounted. I got some spacer washers for this. I'm gonna try to get it moved back towards the rear of the car a little bit so the bumper doesn't stick out as far. Anyway, lots of stuff to do. That's what's going on here. Thanks for checking in. See you guys later.